Hi again. In this video, we'll look at how to keep control of our finances. An important part of control is having an overview, so let me give you an example. Imagine being a pilot flying from, let's say, Toronto, Canada, all the way to Los Angeles, California. You wouldn't take off, fly southwest for a couple of hours, and then look at a map, only to find out that you're headed for Alabama, having to make a sharp right-hand turn. No, you would take off and then adjust your heading every couple of minutes depending on traffic, fuel restrictions, weather, crosswind components, right? Same thing with our finances. Making a budget for the year just isn't enough. Because by the middle of January, we're already off course, and by the time we notice it, it's usually too late to take corrective action. That is why we need a financial cockpit. It allows you to have constant control of your cash flow, income and expenses, and most importantly, your destination. Making your budget work. We've looked at many apps, bank products, and software programs out there, and the problem is they are built in a logical manner, but more often than not, we're spending money in an emotional manner. Yeah, so when we sit down to make a budget, we're very logical, but once we hit the shopping mall or the online retailer, our brain oftentimes goes haywire and there's no more logic. And that's what we have to recognize when we're organizing our finances. Us humans, we are highly emotional spenders. Why do you think advertising is such a big industry? This is where My Friend, My Life comes in. We will show you step by step how to build your own customized financial cockpit. When you overspend one day, you'll immediately be able to adjust course to make sure that you land spot on at Los Angeles every year. In financial terms, of course. And here's what the cockpit will look like.
Here is the blueprint of our financial cockpit, which we will create on an Excel spreadsheet. In this section, here are our accounts with the actual balances. Our income from various sources goes in the section below. Emotional expenses are listed here. And on the bottom are our necessary expenses. Top right is where we will list our fixed expenses. On the bottom, the variable expenses. In the midsection, always in focus, go our totals and the pay yourself first numbers. This is the design. Later in this series, we will show you how to create the inner workings. My Life, My Friend will take you there. Enjoy the ride.
Okay, great. Tear off 4 sheets and title them as follows: fixed, variable, necessary, and emotional, and then let's brainstorm. For the time being, let's just put down the names of the expense. No amounts yet. 1 expense per line so that you have some room beside it for when we add some numbers. The first sheet ID for our fixed expenses, that is for expenses where you really don't have a choice when it comes to frequency or amount. So rent, mortgage, phone bill, memberships, public transit, utilities, all right, items like snow tires, health and dental care, insurance. Yes, you can try to cut corners, but it'll haunt you in the long run. So stop the video for a moment if you want to. The second sheet is totally different. It's for variable expenses. And these are the things that you'd like to spend money on, but if push comes to shove, you could either dial down to a bare minimum or even live without them. Examples are vacations, home furnishings, new smartphone. You can also include birthday and holiday spending like Christmas and New Year's. We definitely spend money, but we can play with the amounts. Again, for now, just name of the expense. No amounts are required at this point. Then come our necessary expenses, and these are things you usually buy outside your home and on a regular basis every month. Food, gas, fashion, dining out, etc. Be honest with yourself and list everything you absolutely know to be spending money on every month. Necessary for you, that is. Yes, your parents or your accountant would say that some of these expenses are not necessary, but once you hit the mall, you'll spend some money on them. So be honest with yourself and make that item an absolutely necessary expense. No sense in lying to yourself. And emotional expenses. These are the most dangerous ones. We never think about them because they're relatively small in amount, but who's gonna know, we think to ourselves, and we just flash our smartphone or our chip card. And that's exactly why they're so dangerous. The quick coffee at Starbucks, a magazine at the newsstand, an energy drink at the corner store, or a quick slice of pizza or an ice cream cone from the street vendor, usually items that are under $10 to $15. Here's a little known fact. Did you know if you cut back on only one $5 item per day, you would save $1,825, and that is enough money for a week's vacation in Mexico for 2 people. So brainstorm, jump from sheet to sheet, go through your day and your thoughts, and write down what you spend money on. Check your bank records, Visa bills, and other receipts. Again, just the names of your expenses, no amounts, and most importantly, go by your shopping emotions. The more you get lost with certain items, the more they should be on the emotional or the necessary list. Sleep it over and refine your list tomorrow. And not to worry, if you forget something, it can be added later because our financial cockpit is designed to be a dynamic system. My life, my friend, will take you there. Enjoy the ride.